Just imagine, Warriors fans, an unexpected move that might be the game-changer to strengthen our team. We're talking about a subtle, almost unnoticed maneuver by the Warriors as they set their sights on a name many might have forgotten, Nassir Little, former North Carolina star. But could this addition turn into the next big find for our team? The Warriors' quest to improve their roster around Stephen Curry has been evident all offseason. However, after missing out on signing big names like Lauri Markkanen and Paul George, refusing to part ways with young talents, especially Brandon Podziemski, it seems the San Francisco team is now exploring more discreet alternatives. With 14 players already under contract, the only option left is to look for marginal adjustments, and that's where Nassir Little comes into play. According to Keith Smith of Spotrac, the Warriors have shown interest in adding Little to their squad. However, they are not alone in this race. The Miami Heat, Boston Celtics, and Sacramento Kings are also keeping an eye on Little, conducting workouts and assessing his potential. It's no surprise that so many teams are interested. Nassir Little, a first-round pick in the 2019 draft, was expected to be a standout name in the NBA. Yet, his career has been marked by ups and downs, turning him into a rotation player who never quite reached his true potential. Could this be the big opportunity for him to finally establish himself? Before we continue, I want to invite you to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Let's follow this journey together, Warriors fans, and keep up with all the details of this possible acquisition. After all, every new move by the team could be a key piece for our future. Going back to Nassir Little's story, he made his mark by being selected 25th overall in the draft by the Portland Trail Blazers. However, his time with the Blazers and, more recently, with the Phoenix Suns, wasn't enough to realize the enormous potential he had shown. It seemed like he was on the verge of making a big leap during the 2021-22 season when he became a starter in 23 of the 42 games he played, averaging 9.8 points and 5.6 rebounds. This performance earned him a 4-year contract extension valued at $28 million. Unfortunately, shortly after signing this contract, the harsh reality of injuries struck. His promising season was cut short by a shoulder injury, and in the following season, he faced hip issues that sidelined him for 20 consecutive games. The series of misfortunes led to his transfer to the Phoenix Suns, a team that, in turn, decided to waive him to open up roster space. Now, with Little available, the Warriors see a potential opportunity to further strengthen their lineup. The big question everyone is asking is, how impactful can Nassir Little be for the Warriors? Although still young at just 24 years old, his stats and injury history raise doubts about his ability to contribute effectively. Even so, the interest from multiple teams shows that there is something in his game that still intrigues the league's scouts. If there's a team that can maximize his potential, it's the Golden State Warriors, known for turning underrated players into real gems. Little brings some intriguing qualities. As a 6 feet 5 inches wing, he can guard multiple positions and is an aggressive rebounder. His skills make many see him as a potential Dorian Finney-Smith in development. But to achieve this, he needs to work on his three-point shot and overcome the constant physical problems that have hindered him. With the structure and culture of the Warriors, could we see this young wing reach his full potential? It's important to remember that the Warriors aren't exactly desperate for more wing options. They have Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, and Moses Moody, as well as players like Brandon Podziemski and Buddy Hield who can fill minutes at the 2 and 3 spots. However, adding a player like Nassir Little, with his physical profile and defensive intensity, could give the roster a new edge. Of course, it all depends on his ability to stay healthy and adapt to the team's style of play. But is this move a calculated risk? Or just a shot in the dark? Doubts about Nassir Little's durability persist, and his time with the Suns didn't leave a positive impression, especially with coach Frank Vogel. However, sometimes a negative situation can be the fuel a player needs to turn things around. Could the Suns' decision to cut Little be the motivation he needs to redefine his career and find his place in the Warriors' rotation? We know that the Steve Kerr-led team likes to explore different combinations on the court and values players who bring defensive versatility. Little, with his physique and energy, fits this profile. If he can improve his offensive efficiency and avoid injuries, he might just be the missing piece for the Warriors' puzzle. Perhaps this is the golden opportunity for the wing to show his value and become an unexpected game-changer in our campaign toward the NBA Summit. And now, Golden State fans, what do you think about this possible addition? Can Nassir Little become an important player for our team? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button. Giannis Antetokounmpo, the undisputed star of the Milwaukee Bucks since his arrival in the 2013-14 season, has become the embodiment of the team's spirit. His incredible performances on the court have solidified his legacy, and last year, he seemed to seal his fate with the Bucks, signing a contract extension that stretches to the 2027-28 season. Yet, the NBA world is never short of speculation. Even with his firm commitment to Milwaukee, whispers about his future never quite fade. There's a sense of restlessness in the air, a curiosity about what might come next for one of basketball's greatest talents. Recently, those whispers have grown louder, particularly with Sam Amick of The Athletic stirring the pot. On a recent episode of The TK Show podcast, Amick shared insights that have sent waves through the basketball community. He hinted at the Golden State Warriors' long-standing interest in Antetokounmpo. The very idea of the Greek freak donning a Warriors jersey is electrifying. It's not a new fantasy, it's been a dream scenario discussed behind closed doors for years. One that I think is just always going to be monitored around the NBA is if the wheels fall off the Bucks, Amick said. Joe Lacob has had dreams of Giannis coming the Warriors' way for a very long time. His words hang in the air, tantalizing Warriors fans who dare to imagine such a partnership. However, nothing in the NBA comes easy, and this scenario remains distant, almost improbable. Yet, it's not entirely beyond the realm of possibility. The Bucks have their battles ahead, with Chris Middleton set to become a free agent next summer. If things start to crumble in Milwaukee, who knows what doors might open? The Warriors, always strategizing, are likely keeping a close watch on the situation, hoping for a crack in the Bucks' foundation. The thought of Giannis joining forces with Stephen Curry is enough to send shivers down the spines of opposing teams. For now, though, it's all speculation, a what-if hanging tantalizingly in the distance. The Warriors themselves have faced some notable changes recently. The departure of veteran star Klay Thompson, who chose to take his talents to the Dallas Mavericks, left a void in the team's lineup. In response, they've made a few key additions, bringing in Kyle Anderson and Buddy Hield. Yet, there's a feeling that these moves, while significant, don't quite match the seismic impact a player like Giannis would bring. Rumors have also been circulating about the Warriors targeting Miami Heat's Jimmy Butler in the 2025 free agency. The front office in Golden State is clearly not sitting still, actively seeking the right pieces to construct another championship-caliber team. Giannis, however, finds himself the subject of controversy, as even in his brilliant form, he's been snubbed from Patrick Beverley's list of top power forwards. Let's not forget, Antetokounmpo made history by becoming the first NBA player to average over 30 points per game while shooting an astounding 60% from the field. Despite these jaw-dropping stats, Beverley's list included the likes of Karl-Anthony Towns, Zion Williamson, Jaren Jackson Jr., Lauri Markkanen, and Draymond Green. The absence of Giannis raised eyebrows and sparked debate across the league. Beverley's explanation, though surprising, reflects a perspective on modern basketball that cannot be ignored. Greek freak is not a 4. He's a 3. I put the Greek freak in the same position that I put Wemby, Greek, Bron, KD. Positionless basketball, Beverley stated. This assertion brings to light the evolving nature of player roles in today's game. Giannis, with his unique blend of size, skill, and athleticism, defies traditional positional labels. His omission from the list says more about the fluidity of basketball than about his place among the league's elite. As the 2024-25 season approaches, Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Bucks have their sights set on proving their dominance once again. Their opening game against the Detroit Pistons is sure to set the tone for what could be a defining year for the franchise. The eyes of the basketball world will be on them, dissecting every play, every move. Meanwhile, the Warriors continue to weave their web of possibilities, biding their time, always ready to make a splash if the opportunity arises. Whether or not Giannis will ever don a Warriors jersey remains to be seen, but the mere thought is enough to keep fans on the edge of their seats.